So we're now in the second part of the demo, and I darkened the room here so that we can see the LED a little bit better. It just shines through gaps of the solar panel, the wraparound solar panel of the tag. And I just started this tag. It started a mission, and I'll put it in the water here. And notice how there's this red light, indicator light that comes on. And that means it's now looking for a pinger signal, but it can't find it. There's no pinger here. So at the beginning, you know, if you now had the pinger inserted in the ovary of the fish, you would want to take the fish and put it in a tank. You know, the fish is also tagged with this satellite tag here. And, you know, put it in a tank so that the tag has a chance to detect a pinger signal. So right now I put the pinger that sits at the tip of this stick here into the water, and the tag is looking for it now, you know. So it has to like listen for at least a full ping interval period. They can be set anywhere from 10 seconds to 99.9 seconds. I've had it set here at 16, so I have a somewhat responsive test. So it listens for 16 seconds, sees if there's a ping. If so, it listens for another 16, see if a ping comes at the expected interval. And if it does, then we have achieved synchronization, and we now get a green blink each time there's a pinger detection. It's using pretty smart power management software, so it knows when to expect the next ping based on the standard interval, and listens only around that time, like for a second or so, you know. And so that way we can save a lot of battery power. So here now we see the green blinks indicating that there is pinger detection. And now let's say the connection gets interrupted somehow. Maybe the fish tries to hide in a rock and there's no more acoustic connection between the pinger and this external tag. And what you can see now is that we got a red blink, meaning that there was no ping detected. I put it back in the water, and now we have a green blink again. No problem, it just keeps on going. Now, if there is persistent lack of detection for 3 pings in a row, then the tag will say, hey, maybe I lost synchronization. I'm not really sure anymore when exactly I should expect the next ping. You know, I do my computations with these ping intervals, but maybe I'm just off. And then it enters the reacquisition phase, where it listens full time again, indicated by the red LED staying on for a while. So we should see maybe on the next 16-second interval, we should see that happening. Okay, so now we are in the reacquisition phase here. It's saying, hey, where is it? Where's the pinger? Do I get a signal here? For now, I won't put the pinger in the water. I'll just let it do its thing, and, you know, okay. So it tried. Now it's not listening. It's just sleeping for 16 seconds, and it's going to try again. All right, we're now in the third part of the demo here, the reacquisition phase. Once more, no pinger in the water. It's looking for a signal. I'll put the pinger in. I put it in right now. I doubt it very much that it would have picked up the signal. Now we can see the LED is off, so once more the tag is sleeping. And then surely in the next interval, as the LED comes on again, there we see it. Somewhere now within the 16 seconds that it's on, it should be detecting the ping, the first ping from the pinger, and then it will wait from that moment in time another 16 seconds to see if there's a second ping. So therefore sometimes this red LED, you'll see it staying on a little bit longer than 16 seconds as it's going through these motions, you know. Okay, and we'll see. There might now be a green ping as the next thing that we're going to see, which means that the acquisition has been achieved, and we have got the signal from the pinger back. And there we go. So it's pretty robust as far as dealing with signal losses. And so when does the spawning actually happen? Well, once I remove the pinger here, which is the equivalent of sort of the spawn being left behind, we get these red blinks, 2 red blinks, and then it says, hey, again, signal loss, and then it will go into reacquisition mode. You're going to see the long red blinks again, and it'll try that 10 times. Of course, we can change that number, but for now it's programmed to 10 times, and if for 10 of these intervals in a row it doesn't see the pinger signal, then it fires the release mechanism, and the tag comes to the surface and reports. Of course, there's now this question of, well, could it be it was just some more signal interference or not? And to help with that, sort of avoid the false positives here, if you will, what the tag does is, in its Argos data that it transmits, so the satellite data, it does provide some information. It might say, for example, imagine the tag has been underwater for 3 months or so, and it might say, okay, during this 3 months I actually experienced 350 signal losses. Oh, okay, well, all right, so that happened quite a bit, you know. And then it will say, it took me, say, for example, up to 3 attempts to reacquire the signal. That's the long LED blinks, up to 3 of them. And that was before the final signal loss that led to the spawning event. So in this case, you could say, well, there was a lot of signal losses, but it never took more than 3 attempts to get it back. And then all of a sudden, we had a loss with, 10 reacquisition attempts that all failed. So that's a pretty high probability that this was an actual spawning event here that we witnessed. It wouldn't be so clear if it was like, oh, yeah, this happened a number of times before, and then it took me 8 attempts to get it back before. And then you go, well, yeah, if it took you 8 attempts, it could have also taken 10. So this is to make pretty sure that it works. But as with any of such technology, if you are a researcher looking to use this, plan to do a lot of tank tests with fish first to really understand how the system works, and look at some of these statistics to make sure that once you do it in the ocean, your spawning data will not be corrupted by a bunch of noise, so to speak, false data that you might get. So, but overall, in our experience in the lab so far, it's actually been very, very reliable. So, thank you very much.